Good morning. My name is Sandy. I am the dog school manager for Funda Nenja, a one welfare focused organization in the KwaZulu-Natal Midlands in South Africa. In 2009, Adrian Olivier founded Funda Nenja. She has had a lifelong passion for dogs and dog training and is convinced that the best way to drive change is by teaching children through action learning. Drawing on her wealth of experience in dog training, she started with just 6 children attending the first classes held in our local rural community in Mpopomeni. Her goal was to teach children that all animals are sentient beings and to guide the children in treating their domestic pets, primarily dogs, with compassion, empathy, kindness, and patience. Over the past 17 years, it has been increasingly evident to us that there is an undeniable direct link between human behavior and responsible ownership. And this led us not only to focus on animal welfare, but to include as many social welfare support services as possible in our offering. To understand the relationship between human behavior and responsible ownership, we need to take a moment to identify significant factors which impact the circumstances, and then explore how we can break the cycle and bring about positive change. 4 key factors are financial stability, education, cultural beliefs, and access to resources. When these supports are lacking, neglect and cruelty towards animals are more likely. Then we must ask the question, why is this a concern? Research shows that cruelty to animals is not only harmful to animals, but can also be a warning sign of violence against people, since patterns of abuse often cross from animals to humans. Let's take a quick look at the cycle of behavior and impact to society as a whole. Extensive studies have been conducted over the years, specifically looking at the link between childhood animal cruelty and later interpersonal violence against humans. Here are 2 quick examples of some of those findings. Sprinkle in 2008 demonstrated that running an inclusive, educative, and preventative program that uses animals to teach children could be useful to disrupt the escalating cycle of aggression into violence. In 2011, Flynn suggested that ending animal abuse may be an important step towards the end of all forms of violence. And for this purpose, teaching children the importance of empathy, respect, responsibility, and kindness towards animals has an important effect on their behavior. More recently, in March 2026, master's student Petri Hunker completed her thesis on the topic Exploring the Influence of Pet Ownership on the Mental Health and Well-Being of At-Risk Children and Youth in Rural KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa. Petri's research was done at Funda Nenja under the supervision of Professor Bronwyn Coetzee and Dr. Estelle van den Berg. Her thesis is now complete, and those interested can access her thesis on our Funda Nenja website. A summary of her findings are: there is a high prevalence rate of childhood mental health conditions, with children in the lower and middle income communities being more at risk. Given the severely constrained financial resources allocated to mental health initiatives in South Africa, it is imperative to explore innovative alternatives such as human-animal interactions and humans-animal relationships. Funda Nenja's One Welfare approach drives both human-animal interactions and human-animal relationships, and Petri's research have showed very positive results that have been achieved with this approach. Petri's findings were really interesting. Children viewed their dogs as family, and bonds were fostered through care responsibilities and joint participation in leisure activities. They described their dogs as a source of comfort, reducing negative and nervous thoughts through play, care, and physical affection. Funda Nenja allows for training, support, and connection, offering a weekly routine that boosts self-esteem and reduces risky behavior. And this leads to the next question. How do we drive the human behavior to improve responsible dog ownership? Buckminster Fuller says, "You'll never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete." We fully agree. Telling people what to do and how to do it seldom brings about meaningful or sustainable change. And similarly, judging, criticizing, or punishing is not effective in encouraging behavior or attitude change. In fact, it has quite the opposite effect. Funda Nenja uses a holistic approach to drive change through building relationships, working with the community, and demonstrating that we recognize their own personal needs and not just those of their dogs. We recognize that it is unrealistic to expect people to provide for their animals if they do not have sufficient resources to care for themselves or their families. Funda Nenja uses a one welfare approach to foster a change of attitude and behaviors, and over the past 16 years, we have seen clear changes in human behavior and responsible animal ownership in the community that we serve. We have done this by simultaneously focusing on animal welfare and social welfare through education and practical support. Our animal welfare is done through our Funda Nenja dog training school, the provision of free accessible veterinary support services, a pop-up shop with animal-related items, and structured animal welfare education lessons. Our social welfare aspect provides counseling and psychosocial support, food support, family support, and life skills education. The dog training school is our portal into the community. Children and dogs from the Mpopomeni community join Funda Nenja via the dog training classes, which are held weekly. Here they learn how to train their dogs, have fun, and build relationships with their dogs in a compassionate, caring manner. During their first month of attending dog school, the children attend animal welfare education lessons given by our animal welfare education officers. The interactive teaching methods, videos, games, and fun activities drive experiential learning and give the children practical tools to care for their dogs and keep themselves safe around dogs. Our animal welfare education officers and our social worker regularly go to local schools in the community and give life skills and animal welfare lessons to support and encourage all children in the community. Children are encouraged to join the Funda Nenja program and benefit from all our programs. Life skills education lessons are held for the children entering Funda Nenja, using interactive teaching methods, videos, games, and activities which drive experiential learning and give children the practical tool to understand their rights, overcome social challenges, be seen, heard, and supported practically in any areas of need. During school holidays, all children from the community are welcome to attend our animal welfare and social welfare education lessons. Our team conduct regular, ongoing home visits to educate, support, and enable the well-being of domestic pets, the children, their families, and the extended community. We have shown you the link between human behavior and responsible ownership through the Funda Nenja lens and demonstrated why it is so critical to support mental health initiatives in South Africa through innovative alternatives, which include human-animal interactions and human-animal relationships. We firmly believe that our Funda Nenja One Welfare focus has been successful in this end. So in closing, Let's have a look at just a few of these positive outcomes. Previously, domestic pets were seen as a disposable commodity. Domestic pets did not enjoy the 5 animal freedoms. The community was judged and punished for not providing sufficient care to their pets. Animal welfare organizations were seen as the enemy. Dogs were generally not allowed inside homes or treated as part of the family, and there was a high level of resistance to sterilizing their pets. There was no access to animal welfare-related education or employment in the community. Let's fast forward 17 years. Since Funda Nenja has been active in the community, there has been significant positive change in human behavior and responsible pet ownership. Domestic pets are now seen as sentient beings, treated with love, care, and respect. Domestic pets enjoy the 5 animal freedoms. The community is supported and enabled to provide more adequate care for their pets. Funda Nenja is a trusted, accessible organization regularly called on by the community for support for themselves and their domestic pets. Dogs are regularly allowed inside homes and valued as part of their family. Pet owners proactively ask Funda Nenja to sterilize their dogs and cats. Community assistants form part of our resources to support the work we do, and they have opportunities for learning skills and earning stipends. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to share our One Welfare method with you as a viable, proven method of driving positive change in human behavior in order to improve responsible pet ownership.